So in all its glory and all this monsoon, this is kind of a strange video to make. I'm 34 this year, and I keep thinking about how little time I have left to keep making the most of things, trying to rush through things and the sense of ambition that drives me. But if I take a second and just step back and look back at my journey so far, there's been some incredible moments. There's been some special things that have happened, like if I were to really think about it. While I sit here in what I think is absolutely gorgeous weather, I love the rain. In fact, it's the word I use the most in my songs. I've said it so many times. And one of the biggest highlights of my life was on the 19th of September 2015. And that's today. That's 10 years since I released my first album, Orion. Now, come to think of it, thinking about, the concept of trying to make this a rock opera, people will buy into the story and everything. None of that happened, but it was the start of something really special, My friend Prashast designed the artwork, and there's this little fire on it, and he's made this arrow. And I remember going to a studio in Jangpura every day and sitting with Viraj Mohan, and he would record me vocals, the guitar, and I had Amar Pandey play the bass. Oh, thunder. I had Ashwin Nair play the guitars, and then at Anindo Bose's studio down here in CR Park, we recorded Ishan Gandhi on the drums. I think about, one of my closest connections as a friend and as a collaborator, Keshav Dhar. And this was the first thing I collaborated with him on, and got to work with him. He mixed my music, got it mastered at Abbey Road Studios. These were huge things for me, I was just 24 when I came out. I was a kid. But I wouldn't be able to, make this a reality without Vishal Dadlani. I still remember the day, I was performing in Hyderabad. Vishal was also performing with Pentagram. And through a window through the green room, he could see me standing outside, and I heard this loud knock on the glass. He says, come in. And so I go inside, and we sit inside. He says, so when do you want to get started? And I look back at that moment constantly, and I think about this wild, stupid bravery I ran through everything with and just made an album. And it's thanks to him. Since then, I've gotten to write so many songs, release things, make more albums, and it's given me a minute to pause and think back to the fact that I'm capable. I can do this. All those times I've been doubting myself, thinking that the outcome is, so much more important than the journey. Just take a look back, and then you see, so many things started. I even remember I got let go of my job at Microsoft at the time, and I decided I would go into music full time in 2015, and I would try it out and I would do my best. This was the first thing I got to do. This is beyond my wildest dreams. It just takes a small decision, a small bit of help, and a small push, a nudge in the right direction to say you are capable and you're strong and you can do something amazing. And from that moment on, I've always felt like I'm on the right path, even if it's difficult. I'm glad that I've continued for all these years. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud that I've made lifelong friends through the process. Yeah, I think back to the songs on the album. There's All I Know, there's Coagulate, there's Impact, there's Redemption, there's Rain, the Enigma, And I am very happy with the fact that I got to be the soundtrack to someone's life, even for a short bit of time. I love the rain. I just hope that the next album I make is going to be as exciting. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Yeah, be amazing.